All right, let's get rolling. Cool. So what's going on? This is Ugo Opera, PA licensed real estate agent and investor. And in this video, what I want to do is go over the coaching program that I have. So coaching is one of those things where I enjoy it because I love seeing the transformation, and I'm also sick and tired of people asking the question of, "May I pick your brain, good sir?" Because then you even if I say yes to that question, I never it's never enough, right? You give them a little bit of information, but without anything else. It's like giving them a piece of a puzzle, but then you're not giving them the rest of the pieces, and then you're also not giving them like the little picture on the box so they even know what they're putting together, right? So it's temporary, it's a slight band-aid, but it doesn't really help them out because you want to flush everything out. Um so here's here's my solution to that. And this kind of came about because I'm not going to drop no names, but somebody on YouTube randomly cash at me a large amount and blackmailed me and said that, yo, listen, I already paid you. You got to perform, or else I'm gonna tell social media that you a crook. And ever since then, we've been rolling with the coaching. So, and it's actually been a very enjoyable thing. But anyways, enough about that. My name is Ugo Opera. Well, it's actually Ugochukwu Opera. I go by Ugo the agent. A lot of people find that name hard to pronounce, but the easiest thing I can say is think about Uber, right? When you say Uber, you don't put an H in it and call it Huber. So don't put an H in my name and call me Hugo. Just the same way you say Uber is how you say my name, Ugo. That is it, right? And what I am bringing to you is this: I'm an actual investor based in Philadelphia that actually owns property, actually does flips, actually lives in or around your neighborhood. Someone who understands that you are looking at this right now because you want to better your finances and is committed to helping you do just that. Real estate has totally changed my life in ways that I never thought that it would have changed my life. um, Exposed me to people, places, and things that I never thought that I'd be exposed to. And it's kind of created someone in me where, not to say that I don't worry about my finances, but I never worry about the bottom. I'm constantly, always building for the future. Um, and I would never, it's one of those things where you've prayed to, I remember praying to having the things that I have now. And now that I have this platform, and I have a solid foundation, we're now building up, and it's exciting to see what's going on. Um, just to deviate real quick, show you guys something real quick. Go back just to projects. Got 11 projects rolling right now, minus this one here, which is new. We got 10 projects on right now. It's freaking September 7th. I mean, I'm gonna double my portfolio in 1 year versus everything I've ever been able to do. So real estate is a fantastic thing, and it's one of those things that I wish for. I wish for everybody. So that's who I am, and that's what's going on with me. Um, it's and one of the things that I will say is, knowing what I know now, if I was to lose everything, it probably would only take me maybe 2 or 3 years to bring it back, because the knowledge that I've been able to obtain, it has helped me streamline the process now, which is why I write what I'm writing now. I say it's crazy what you can build with real estate in such a short amount of time. Real estate, when done right, can net you $10,000 a month. Factual net. I'm very, very strategic with putting that word there. Can net you $10,000 a month in 3 to 5 years, depending on your market and starting capital. Right? You can achieve this regardless of your age, income, full time or part time, kids or no kids, single or married, etc. It's an absolutely beautiful thing. I forgot the word absolutely. Then the question becomes, what will you do with your time if you know 10K was coming in monthly without you having to work for it? That's a beautiful thing to have to figure out. And for me, it comes in, and what I do is I use it to build it out more. You know what I mean? Use that money to take care of my loved ones and yada yada yada. Let's keep it rolling. Um, this is a little bit about me, and I'm not going to sit here and read all of this, but my favorite thing is a mission statement, right? Outside of my wickedly good looks, hair is much longer now. It's pictures from 2018. Yes, I still look as good. I'm just a lot more hairy, and I'm proud of that. But I want you to focus on a mission statement. Mission statement says lifestyle design through cash flow and real estate. right? So I'm not one of those people that focuses on flips. That's just not my thing. I think flips are important. I think flips early on, flips are very, very important to eradicate bad debt, personal debt, credit cards debt, higher interest, student loans, not low interest student loans because they're low interest. But that's really what you do when you start doing flips. You start to get your financial house in order. And we're going to talk about certain ways where you can leverage flipping to dump money into certain vehicles, pull it out those vehicles, and then use that to reinvest into um, building your rental portfolio, cash out of those rental portfolios, dump it right back into that vehicle. I mean, it's just, whew, I'm getting excited. But there's a lot that could be done here. But I always say that we lead with cash flow. We lead with eradicating bad debt. And then once that's done, streamlined, we have really good credit. We want to set up proper protections in the form of LLCs and entities, right? Asset protection, and then from there, we're flipping properties, dumping them into eradicating everything, right? And then once there's a surplus, then we start buying cash flow. And then cash flow is used to one by one pick off all of the bills that we pay every month. Sorry about that. My phone is going off. I apologize. And taking it from there. It's a beautiful thing. It is an absolutely beautiful thing. Let's go. So here's our current strategy, right? Number one, got to have your LLCs and your funds in place. And what that looks like is we make sure you have the LLC set up, and you want to make sure you have about 30 to 40K in the bank. If not, then what we're going to do is we're going to try to partner you, because a lot of people want to take advantage of this coaching program, but they all don't qualify. So if there's two people that have $20,000 a piece, they separately wouldn't qualify, but we would partner them up. I would say, hey, listen, person A and person B, you guys are not a fit for the one-on-one coaching program, but you guys are a fit for a JV program. I would love to partner you up, take both of y'all 20s. I'll do a deal, pay you guys back out, and then maybe we do two deals in a year, right? They each make about $10,000-15,000 a piece, so their 20 becomes maybe 35 within that year. Now they can say, hey, okay, cool, let's go ahead and do the program, right? I like that. That was a nice little solution that we came out of. Number two, find and acquire. All of our rentals must cash flow $600 a month minimum, and flips must make $20,000 net minimum. These are net numbers. See, I'm very deliberate with that net number. A lot of people will fluff the numbers, but I'm not. I'm not that guy. I say net because we need to count for the overhead. We need to account for taxes and property management and software fees and the water bill and the Comcast bill and the common hallway electricity. I mean, we got to account for these things, and that's exactly what we do. So these numbers are all net. Also, we have to account for vacancies. Even if you are with Section 8 and there aren't any vacancies, you still account for these things. Keep it 100, my guy. Keep it 100. Next, we rehab and manage. This is where you keep your money. You make your money when you buy the deal. You keep it when you rehab on it, right? Rehab and management. Get the right permits, plans, and contractors. And then, once we start teaching, we also talk about on the management side, we also talk about the right property management, sort of like what I popped into to show you guys that I have, 11 projects with one pending. And then we also shift gears. We talk about property management. How are we managing these rentals? What softwares am I using? So many different things. Next is market and show, expose the property, and that's gonna the renovation phase is always gonna be the same. You might just do a little bit more because if it's a flip, but once that's done, right now you're extra, regardless of your extra strategy, you got to get eyeballs on a place, right? If you're listing it for sale, you got to get as many eyeballs as you can on the property, as many people into the building as you can. And if you're renting it, you want to get it in front of as many possible tenants as you can, right? So market and show, very, very important. How do you manage that? Make sure everyone has proper access. How do you screen? How do you negotiate? How do you do all of these things, right? Next, once you have the right person that's going to occupy the unit or buy the property, you get it sold and then you repeat, or you get the tenant in there, you do your refinance, and then you repeat. Beautiful. Beautiful. So what I say here is the breakdown of the strategy. The system is simple but not easy. Step two, find and acquire, and step three, rehab and manage are the toughest ones that we have faced. However, over time, you will find your rhythm. The benefits of coaching is being able to find that rhythm without the costly mistakes that we have taken. Right? I love that. What's next? Current layout. This is the layout of the program in itself. So here's what we want to run with, right? So week one, LLC creation, bank account, and presence, right? Online Very, very important. I actually just dropped a YouTube video talking about one of the ways to stop from getting burnt by contractors is just look like you're not someone who's brand new. So presence. Week 2, fund the bank accounts, pick a lender, right? Week 3, criteria in house hunting. Week 4, offers and getting under contract. Week 5, under contract and due diligence. Week 6, scope of work, contractor bids. Week 7, settlement and permits. Week 8, project management. That is just a long thing by itself. Week 9, draws and money management. Money management has killed a lot of people. By a lot of people, I mean me. Your boy was messed up, right? And we'll talk about the ways that I fell to the bottom and then how I rose back to the top like a black Wakanda phoenix. Week 10 would be cleanup, final draw and showings. Week 11, settlement or cash out, and then we repeat. Week 12 would be a filler week in case we missed any of the other weeks, and it could be used as needed, right? Love this statement. We make sure to keep an eye on what prospective students want to know and what our current students have to say. Translation, we're always seeking feedback. It's this never ending loop. People go through the program, they have questions, they have comments, they have room for improvement, we improve it, and then they bring in new students. I mean, it's just a never ending door, and I love it because at the end of the day, it really just helps me. It really just helps me become a better coach, a better investor, just a better person overall. And I'm so grateful for the relationship that I have with most of my students. It's fantastic. I cherish it. So here's a part that scares everybody. It's $5,000 and it's for 4 months. And if you watch this video, I want you to say that in the video I told you that you can get it for 6, right? And we will do it for 6. But here's where a lot and here's why I charge what I charge. I don't want anyone to waste my time, and I don't want them to waste. I don't want to waste yours, right? It really doesn't make sense for me to offer coaching. Why? Because I can make significantly more dedicating that same amount of time into my coaching business, right? My average takeaway on a flip is 30,000. On a cash out refinance is like 23, right? So in one deal, I've done the equivalent of 6 coaching students. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, I don't know, you know what I mean? But it's very rewarding. It's very rewarding. Like last week, we had a student. He just closed on his first property. It's going to be a conversion play. We're walking him through the whole entire make safe process, and he's going to kill it like a boss, right? And it was such a blessing to watch him go from very noobish, and not to say it was brand new, but like, just very inexperienced, to now we look at properties and it's like a whole nother language. People don't even understand what we're talking about unless they're in the space. And we're rolling. We go through like 6 or 7 properties. We're bouncing back ideas and this and that. And he's, the type of questions he's asking. I see the increase in proficiency as because the questions become more, not even sophisticated questions, just the right questions to ask. The right questions to ask, the questions that I would ask, the questions that are important. I loved it. I loved it. Now he went from 0 to 3. Well, under contract, settled on 1, under contract on 1, and we're currently hunting for our 3rd one. All in 1 year. All in 1 year. That, and those are the type of things where, for me, it's just spiritually rewarding. It's fantastic. It's just dope to take someone who doesn't know what the hell they're doing, and now they're doing 2 flips a year. And 2 flips a year is game changing, because let's say the average is 20,000. If you do 2 flips a year, that's an extra 40 mother effing thousand dollars. That's 40 extra $1,000, and these are net numbers, right? So here's an interesting thing. 40 divided by 12. I don't even know what that is. 40 divided by 12. I know 36. Let's just do 36 is easier. 36 divided by 12 is an extra 3,000. It's an extra $3,000 a month. Come on, yeah. That's game changing money. Game changing money. So this is the importance of the education. When people say, "Oh, well, 5,000 is too much," I'm like, "All right, cool." I do not falter on this price because I know what the worth is. This is not, and what I always tell people, like, dude, tuition. You have people that are paying 60, 70, 80, 90, $100,000. I didn't mean to say 90, $100,000. I'm like $90,000. And then they come out of school and they're making 60 grand. The returns are not, it doesn't make any sense. Here for 5 grand, if you come through and you take it serious, right? We'll give it to you for 6 months. Here you come and you take it serious. You have the ability to make at least $20,000 a year. That's a 4x return on your money. And that's on the low side. I'm talking about like, you know what I mean? People could do way more than that. People get my last cash out refinance, I pulled 53,000 in. 53. And the one that I got coming up, I'm pulling 80. I'm not, I mean, I think I'm pulling 68. Pulling 68. And then the one after that one, I'm probably gonna pull like maybe another 42. So and then the next flip, oh man, the next flip I'm gonna do, I'll probably walk away with like 70,000. These are net numbers, net numbers. So 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 and first of all, I just want to let y'all know that I am kind of bragging right now. They're not always home runs. Very frequently I will do a flip and I'll only make 25,000 on it, right? But think about it. If you do 4 flips in a year, that's yes, 6 figures. And we can set you up. We go over through the systems and processes where you don't have to make this a full-time thing. 4 flips a year is very realistic because you just do a project every 3 months. 3 months is very reasonable to make something like that happen. Fantastic. It's definitely doable. Anyways, I'm spending too much time on this. Let's go to the next one. Let's talk about some of the perks that we offer. Number one is you get to partner on some of my deals, right? So if you join a program and you're still a little bit skittish, right? But you don't want your money to be sitting there, give me your money, man. Let's hop in the deal. Let's hop in the deal. Let's go. Let's do it. I'm winning. I will take your money, flip it, and do my best to get you back that 5,000. Now, it says $10,000 minimum. Don't give me $10,000 and think I'm gonna get you $5,000 back. We're not doing 50% return out here, but I might be able to get you 11, maybe 12,000 in the span of 6 months. So if you give me that money for a year, I might be able to get you $4,000 back, maybe $5,000 back. If you give me 2025 and I can hold on to it a year, there's a high probability that I can get you your $5,000 back and that way your course is free. The course is free. The program is free. And also, as I'm going through the entire project, I'm going to be doing calls once a week, going over exactly what's going on. And man, this is the type of stuff I'm giving out because I don't see it anywhere else. I don't see it anywhere else. So that's what we're doing right now. Um, Joint venture on a deal. If you have enough, and we're talking about 35, 30, 30 and up, 40 and up, honestly, then it could just be me and you. Partner on a deal means the minimum is 10, so we can have 4 people that bring in 10. Joint venture on a deal means it's just me and you. Just me and you. Yeah. I've been waiting. Think I want. Anyways, stop. It's just me and you, right? If you bring, for example, let's say you bring a deal, right? But you don't want to go at it alone, or you don't have the 100% of the funds, bro. I'll match whatever is needed. I'll fill in the gap as long as it makes sense. Now we're not talking ratios. We're not talking percentages. We're talking about percentage of the deal, right? Maybe it's a 60-40 me, something like that. Listing discounts, right? So let's say your exit strategy is a flip, which is what I recommend for a lot of people when for the first project. Typically do a flip, get some money back, or at least get your feet wet in it, and then keep it rolling. So listing discount, you list it with me, I will give you the most inexpensive listing percentage that you can find on the listing side. I can't control the buyer fee side. On the listing side, you'll be happy. I'm a licensed real estate agent as well. Group purchasing power. So one of the things that we do is when with this coaching program, we all go to Home Depot. We all use the same account. We all rack up points, and that gives us, we're much better on the paint selection. We get discounts here. We take stuff to the bid room. Everything just kind of works out a lot better. Everything works out a lot better by taking advantage of that group purchasing power. And it doesn't matter where you're at, everyone can take advantage of that. Fantastic thing. And then access to my network. Now, I will say the downside is this: is if you're investing in Tennessee or whatever, you can't have access to my network because I'm not in Tennessee. I'm based in Philly. So if you really only can take advantage of that network if you're based in Philly. However, some of my network is nationwide. Some of my hard monies are nationwide. Some of my title companies are all over the place. Some of my insurance companies cover wherever you go. You know what I mean? So there's some benefits in that as well. And then lastly, I want to read this word for word. I want to remind you that I personally, me, Ugo Chuku, still building my portfolio. My goal is $42,000 a month net. So I still have about maybe 25 to 35 more properties to buy. Properties, not units. Properties, not units. Be mindful of that. As an active coaching client, you will get updates on my personal journey so that you can learn from both my successes and my mistakes. So I'm not someone who's retired. I'm not someone who's just out here bankrolling coaching client money, right? My goal is very much so that 42K passive. 42K passive. That for me makes me ecstatic. And the reason that 42 is such an important number is because it kind of puts me at half a mil. I think that's to me. I want to make half a mil a month. Really want to get to the point where I can make a mil a month, a mil plus, make net. And these are all net numbers. I want to be able to make a mil plus. I want to net a mil a year. I mean, net a mil a year. It'd be fantastic. I'd love to get to that number. It'd be a very, very now I'm getting excited. Let's go. But yeah, I really just hope that you understand that I put this together, yes, to make money, but also because I thoroughly enjoy the transformation. I think real estate is something that everybody should participate in. You don't have to be an Ugo, right? You don't have to be out here doing 10 projects a year. No, be 10% of a Ugo, be 20% of a Ugo. Do two projects a year. Do two projects a year. They net you 20, 25,000. You make an extra 30. You make an extra 30. This is called 36 because it's easy. You make an extra $36,000 a year. That's $3,000 a month. Like, come on. That is way worth, man. What I'm giving y'all in this program is really priceless, because if you take this course and you continue your relationship with me, when you have questions, I'm gonna still answer the phone. I'm gonna still look out for you. Well, no, I think I think after the 6 month, you're gonna have to renew that course. But what I'm trying to get across is, look at the value that you're getting, right? Look at the what you're paying for. Look at the value, right? The ability to be able to make 36, even if it's 24, even if it's just an extra $1,000 a month, right? A one-time fee of 5,000 is well worth it. It's absolutely worth it. I cannot stress that enough. You got to be willing to invest in yourself, or this whole entrepreneurial journey that you're trying to take on is just not going to be worth it. I failed for 3 years in this real estate stuff, just bumping my head trying to penny pinch my way through this crap. It wasn't until I started spending money on coaches and mentors and masterminds and traveling to conventions and really just networking that stuff started to click, right? I was always the person stopping my own blessings. I was always in my own way, mentally, spiritually, just always in my own way. It wasn't until I started surrounding myself with other people in the form of coaches and mentors and masterminds and seminars and training, all of that, did stuff really start to blow up. So I challenge you to invest in yourself. Think about think about the value that you're getting. I'm giving you the ability to learn how to always put money in your pocket on a monthly basis. And here's my favorite thing: every year you can increase it. You don't got to beg your boss for a raise. Every year you give yourself a raise. For me, the minimum I've ever done as far as like projects are concerned is one flip a year and two rentals. My average net on a rental, because I always do apartment buildings, at least a duplex minimum, is $800. So 800 plus 800 is 16. My average flip is around, you know, let's say 30. So I make an extra. I pay myself $30,000 a year. Plus I increase my monthly cash flow by $1,800. Man, that ain't a bad way to do it. And a bad way to do it. I'm late to the rental buy and hold game, but I started buying and holding in 2016. By the end of this year, we should be at maybe roughly 20 buildings. Whoo, let's go. 20 buildings, averaging around, let's say, 800 to 1,000, give or take, because some of them are 4 units, so they make a lot more. Some of them are duplex, so they don't make as much, but averaging around, let's say, maybe 800, right? So 8 times 2 is 16, right? Right? 800, 800 times 20. Like, come on, yo. This is a beautiful thing. It's a fantastic thing, right? It's a fantastic thing. Also, we're going to talk about some of the ways to make money that doesn't involve you buying the property, right? Running the GC plays. You know what I mean? Talking about the cleaning company. Also take a look at Airbnb. I mean, come on. It's a lot that we could dive into. It's a lot that we can dive into. And I'm just gonna leave the video here and say and just extend my hand for you to join the program so we can get busy, right? You got to be serious, right? One of the reasons I put a cutoff on the program is because I'd have a lot of people that would just come through and lollygag, you know, and that's not what we're here for. We're here to get serious. We're here to get busy. We need to talk once a week. Keep it moving. You're gonna have homework to get done. You're gonna have action items that you need to take. And if you don't do these action items, that's on you. You missed that week. I'm gonna know that you didn't do it. I'm gonna tell you, like, listen, we're gonna cancel this call because you're not ready, and we're gonna keep it moving to the next one. Easy. All right. That's the type of accountability I'm talking about. So with that being said, listen, start now, start today. Let's get the ball rolling. I think you're worth it. Everyone in your life that's relying on you is worth it. And what I don't want you to be is the 40-40 club. The 40-40-40 club, actually, right? Jay-Z's the 40-40 club. And this is what I'm talking about. The 40 club, I want to read it word for word, right? Let me make one last point. How many of you have student loans? You've borrowed more. And this is what I was talking about earlier. You borrowed more than 5,000 to go to school. Will the job you got from your degree lead to financial freedom? Question mark. The answer is, and this is statistically proven, absolutely not. Do your research, check the homework, check the facts, right? Almost everyone needs to take matters into their own hands, or you will be working for 40 hours or more a week for 40 plus years so that you can retire making 40% of what you used to make, and probably 40% less. Probably with 40% of your health and energy to do these things. Because by the time you retire around 65, right, you're not gonna have 100% of the energy that you have now. So this 40 hours a week for 40 hours just to retire and be making and be living off of only 40% of what you used to make, right? Rolling around with only 40% of your health and energy, right? Is what I call the 40-40 club, the 40-40-40 club. It should be the 4-4-4-4. Anyways, I'm drawing, but it's the 40-40-40 club, and it's not a good club to be in, right? I mean, it's I'm watching. Unfortunately, I'm watching my dad go through that right now, right? And if it wasn't for the position that I'm in, I'm very nervous as to where my dad would be at right now. Anyways, I don't want to get too sentimental with you guys. I would just ponder over what this is. This program is something that I put together for really for me. If I was someone that got started in this program, that got started in real estate, this is exactly the route that I would go. So, anyways, I invite you to take action. Let's get rolling, and look forward to chopping it up with you soon.